So, Forest beat Ipswich, Forest have got Man City, and Forest get plucky old Luton. They just won't go away. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. A day later than normally scheduled, because I had to do family stuff, man. Weird. It was weird. But I hope you guys are well, and welcome. We've got a lot to cover off tonight. And we've got, I forgot his name, Crypto.
Carlos.
Oh, I remembered him. I forgot Ben's name. I was just staring at him. You all right, Crypto?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I finally found use for my Rainer shirt. It's softening the vibrations coming into my microphone, so hopefully I don't sound like I'm in a bathroom anymore.
It's fixed it. We got Ant. You all right, Ant?
Evening. Yeah, not bad, mate. Yeah.
You're just like a floating head to me. It's just like, seriously. Like, you're
Yeah,
going to pay your bills ever? Huh?
Do you want me to go and put a different shirt on?
No, it's too late. We're live now. And we got the legend Carlos back. Is this your Gore debut, Carlos?
No, second one. I was on the last Gore of last season, like the end of season Gore kind of thing.
Oh, the one no one cares about.
This is my first appearance since the last incident, shall we say.
How are you and Marinakis Jr.? You're all made up and stuff.
Yeah, we've been DMing each other all the time, and it's just a bit of banter between us. We're good mates, really. He has to put on like a front,
even though his dad's got a contract out on you.
That is an issue. I won't lie, that is a worry. I've had to move house. I literally moved house.
That's true. He has as well.
I moved house the day after that podcast.
Not
thank God I did, because now he can't find me.
And he had no clue what was going on either, because he had no internet. He was moving and stuff. It's good to have you back, mate. It's good to have you back. Mark's saying, is this Carlos' first appearance since Marinakis Gate? Yes, it is. Yes,
it is.
He served his ban. Good to see you guys in the chat. Please make sure you've hit that like button. Subscribe as well if you're new, and don't forget that the Man City game is on Amazon Prime. You scan this QR code. If you click on the link that's pinned in the comments, you get a month's free trial. Little tip for you: as soon as you do it, do what I do and then cancel it straight away. And that way, you still get your 30 days and you get the access to it. So if you want to do that, click on that link there for you. All right, let's jump into this one. Let's quickly cover off the Ipswich game. There's a few topics I want to discuss. But in general, Crypto, are you happy with the 3 points, performance, all the usual stuff?
Well, I mean, I'm happy with the 3 points. I thought the performance was a bit.
You sound so much normaler now. It's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah,
normaler. That's a great word.
That's a great word.
The 3 points I'm happy with. The performance, it was a bit lackluster in the first half. I think we can agree on that. But look, Ipswich weren't doing too bad coming into it. Everyone said that Ipswich would go straight back down. I don't think they will. I thought it was interesting. Look, the difference between Forest now and Forest of old days is that in a scrappy match like that, we probably would have lost, or we probably would have conceded in the 90th minute. We no longer seem to do that. As soon as we go 1-0 up, it fills me with more confidence. I thought, one of the most positive things out of it was finally seeing Jota have a proper game. So Ant can finally end his agenda against him, because it was clear to see that Jota is a better player than Elanga. It was 100% clear to see. Ant can shake his head, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. That, for me, was the main positive from the game. We saw, and also it's good to see Mon Gibbs-White and Anderson back in there as well, because according to Rob, it wasn't possible for them to both be match fit.
Wait, I've got to ask. And have you got a Jota agenda? Have I missed this?
I love Jota Silva. I absolutely love the guy.
No. Where are you getting this from?
You said, Anne, you said this on multiple occasions that there's
hang on. You've not asked for my opinion on the match yet.
You said there's nothing to suggest that Jota is better than Elanga.
Yeah. You've not heard my appraisal of the match yet and the players that played. So
Yeah, but I've
more
heard your
interested
opinion
to know
on
about
Jota
his agenda,
multiple
though.
times.
You're making assumptions that I'm going
I'm not
to
making an
go-
assumption. I'll go back and clip it if I have to.
No,
For
no,
next
you're making
four, I'll bring
assumptions that
3 or
I'm
4
going to say
clips.
he's a better player and he had a great game. That's your assumption you're making. I wouldn't make that
No,
assumption
no.
if I were you.
You've said
I
on
wouldn't do it.
multiple occasions that we shouldn't drop Elanga because you don't
And I'm
think
right.
Jota's better than him.
And I'm
You're
right.
not right. You're proven
Well, I am.
wrong. You're
No,
literally proven wrong.
No.
For everyone to see, you're proven wrong.
No,
Jota
no,
was
no,
one
no.
of the man of the matches.
Why don't you wait until you hear my opinion before you say what I'm going to say?
Go on, then.
All right, well, let's not come straight into Ant's opinion. Let's make the crowd wait. All right, Carlos, what are you saying about this Elanga Jota thing? Was Jota better than Elanga?
I mean, we don't know yet, do we, whether Jota is a better player than Elanga, but Elanga definitely needed, for me anyway, needed dropping because he hasn't been performing the last few games he's been playing. And I thought Jota had a really good game. You could tell he was trying too hard at times, but he's just one of those players, I think, that he makes things happen by either a little bit of brilliance or just a bit of lunacy. You know, like he's one of those players. Like he makes things happen on the pitch. So I mean, he should be playing the next game. He did more in that game on Saturday than what Elanga has done in a while. So he keeps his place for me.
Well said, Carlos.
All right, go on, Ant. Is there an agenda or not? You've had the accusation put your way. Where are we?
Well, that's a little bit childish to say that, isn't it? You know, I have an opinion on players, and it's not got nothing to do with personal agendas or anything. I love Jota as a character. I love his energy, his commitment, his enthusiasm. But come on, he was bang average on Saturday. Bang average. In fact, he apart from the penalty, he actually earned a run within the first 2 minutes. He contributed very little.
How can you say apart from the penalty? If you take Jota out the match, we don't win the game.
If you remember from the corner,
how the fuck do you know that if Elanga had played, he wouldn't have scored 6 goals? You can't say that. That's a ridiculous argument.
Elanga's done nothing all season.
I wouldn't agree with that. I don't want to agree with that, Crypto. I think Elanga has produced this season, but he's definitely out of form.
What's he done?
Shall I go? Is it worth me staying? Because I ain't been able to get a fucking word out yet. Because that's what's up there.
Well, which one? This one or this one?
That one.
This is the first time I've been on with Ant. This is the first time I've been on with Ant, and I love it. It's great.
Go on then. I'll silence the twat up top for a minute.
Right. Yeah. If I can get more than 3 words out, it would help my argument a little. Right. It was bang average on Saturday, and when you say what did he contribute apart from, you can't say that. Yes, I can. Because you can never say what another player would have done. How do you know Elanga might not have won 2 penalties? You don't know that. Elanga's a very, very tricky player, very fast player. Getting into that box, the way that Ipswich defends, he would get chances to get into that box. He may have been tripped over. So you can't say that, it was because of Jota we won the game, and if Elanga had played, we wouldn't. You can't say that. Okay. At the moment, I'm hoping he's going to improve. He needs to improve. His contribution was very, very little. When he comes on with...
Wait, you talking about Elanga or Jota?
Jota. When he comes on with... It's funny how we all call him Jota, that being his first name. It's because of Diogo Jota. We all call him Jota. If Elanga had played, he may have had a lot more chances than that. He contributed very little. I'm hoping that, like I was saying, when he comes on with 15 minutes to go and everybody's tired and he's got all that bundles of energy and he puts himself about, he looks fantastic. That is different to playing an entire 90 minutes where you're on a level playing field regarding fatigue. So at the moment, I don't think that he's the answer to our right-wing problem at all. I think that Elanga is a better, more dangerous player. He's not playing well at the moment. In fact, he's not played well for quite a while. He's out of form. And that's the difference. A player can be out of form, Crypto, without being crap. Okay? There's a difference.
Hang on a second. I never called Elanga crap.
We've seen what Elanga is capable of doing, and that's good things. Defenders, I'm telling you, are shit scared of Elanga. So what happens when Elanga plays, whether you like it or not? the left back that's against him is far more reluctant to go up the pitch because he knows Elanga will burn him coming back. Whereas when Jota's playing, who's not a quick player, we've seen that, he's not a quick player, their left back can afford to become part of the attacking move. And that's dangerous for us. So there's a couple of reasons why Elanga, for me, right now, should be starting right winger. That's what I'm trying to say. As regards to getting, it's not all about Jota. There was an actual game with 22 players, well, more than 22 players playing. The game was meh, wasn't it? It was nothing. But what I would say is so many people, I think, underestimate how good Ipswich can be on the day. They beat Tottenham away 2-1. I mean, we've not done that. So they're not a bad side. And I saw lots of signs of good play in their sides. They just got no potency up front, have they? Against a team like Forest, who've got this fantastic defence. When they're playing a lot of attacking teams and they get behind, they'll score goals because of Delap and Hutchinson. But when they're playing against a side that's defending, and with the quality of players we've got, they're going to struggle. And that's what happened. I thought we played very well in the first half. Was just a non-event. You know, I thought in the second half we were playing really well. Obviously, we got a goal up, and Nuno did the right thing after 75 minutes, going to a back five, bringing on our defensive players.
Really?
The one argument, hang on, I wasn't happy at the time, but the one argument I would have, and to be fair to Nuno, and I'm really pleased he addressed it in the after-match interview. My God, we were fucking deep. I tell you, we were so deep in that last 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. And I was getting angry because I always get angry when we defend in too deep. Because what happens when we defend so deep is every time somebody nods the ball out or clears the ball, it goes straight to one of their midfielders because we're so far back that we're not able to challenge. And what that does is it puts you under constant pressure. So I don't think it was an issue going to a back five after 75 minutes. I think the issue was they were defending too deep. And as I say, Nuno did actually recognize that, which is something good. He said he wanted. So if we'd have gone back five like we normally do and defend 25 yards out, that's different to going back five and defending 15 yards out, like it looked like we were doing. So that was a bit disappointing. But that may have been something to do with the fact that we've lost three goals in each of our last two games. They may be just a little bit nervy. They didn't want to let that goal in. So that's a natural thing, is to sit back. Hopefully they'll get confidence, and in future when we do that, they won't be so far back. So that's basically how I felt. All right, let me 3 points.
Okay, I'll give Ben the right of reply. There's just a couple of super chats. I can only see one of them. I don't know if you can see him, Ben. Stuart with the £10, thank you so much. He goes, I just donated to feel important. Laugh my ass off. Rob Shadow is still haunting the bottom right screen. Carlos is filling it well, though. Carlos is filling it well. Thank you, Stuart. Ben, can you see the other ones? There's a couple.
I'm not. It doesn't say what day it's from, but it says at 7:30.
There's one from Tim.
£2 from
There's
Tim.
a £1.99 super sticker from Tim.
Yeah, Tim. And then a £5 super sticker.
And a £5 from Stuart. Thank you both so much. For some reason, I can't select them. But thank you, Tim, for the 1.9.
Ta-da.
There you go. Well done. Well done.
Well,
thank you, Tim. And the £5 from the legend, that is Stuart. Thank you so much. All right, Ben, you got 2 minutes right of reply, and then we're going to talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. Go on.
Well, look, I agree with what people are saying in the chat. I would actually start Elanga against City, because the one comment I will agree with.
After all of this, you're going to start Elanga.
Hang on a second. I agree with Ant that his pace is a huge advantage. And the way Man City are playing at the moment, hopefully, unless they decide to turn the screws on us, is I think Elanga would benefit starting against them. However, what I liked about Jota was he's doing what Elanga used to do for me. He was taking people on. He was making runs. He was doing what Ryan Yates tries to do. He was actually winning fouls and making it look like an actual foul. That one he won in the penalty box, that's not just, a tackle. He had the know-how to go down. He knew he would win a penalty if he did that at that exact moment. So I think for his first start in the Premier League, you can't be too harsh on him. For me, he did more in that game than Elanga's done in the last 2 or 3 games. So for me, against the right opponent, I would now be starting Jota. Against Man City, I wouldn't. But for a similar opponent to Ipswich, I would have Jota on that pitch on the right-hand side instead.
I agree. He did more in 10 minutes than Elanga's done all season. That's factual. You can't argue that one.
It's not factual.
It's
It is
just a fact.
It is
It's not even an opinion.
Elanga set up the goal against Liverpool.
There's more to playing football than winning a penalty, than being clipped in the area.
There's not.
Okay.
Well. You see, at least Carlos came back with some stats, and he
yeah,
did set up.
I'm pretty sure Elanga set up the goal against Liverpool, which wins the game. So, like, we can't say that Jota's done more, but Jota did have an impact on the game on Saturday. He definitely did. Like, he did win the penalty. So, you know, that is an impact. And he also the
Ipswich player didn't
from the corner. Do you remember when from that corner where he hooked it back in, and then I think it was Murillo who headed it, and the keeper made a great save.
Hang on, can I just address that by Owen?
It's true
because you say a player had an okay game, not spectacular, but an okay game, doesn't mean you hate him.
You do. I'm convinced.
Why is this thing in the modern day that everything is either 0 or 10? It's either black
tribal,
or white. Where are all the grey areas? Do you know what I mean?
And I'll tell you why it's true. Because unbeknown to you, I put a poll up. Does Ant have a Jota agenda?
100%. Wait, let me vote.
He's gone to vote now.
I've got to vote.
I've not voted yet. Hang on, it might change.
The chat has spoken, and you have an agenda.
In fact, if anything, that proves my point, because we know what wind-up merchants the chat are anyway.
That's true. The chat is gospel. The chat is gospel. They remember.
Do we know whether Elanga was injured at the weekend, or whether Jota was just played ahead of him based on giving him a go, kind of thing?
Talent, based on talent, yeah.
We believe it's the shoulder. It's the shoulder injury,
right?
So, but there was still talks that it was going to happen.
Okay. I think Nuno gave a bit of a hint in one of his pre-game interviews. He gave a slight hint when somebody asked him about Jota.
You know, he got asked flat out. He got asked, but he cursed him, man. She's starting to piss me off the way she just dominates the whole pressers. It's like, let other people ask some questions. Everyone else gets 5 seconds.
At least you can hear her. I hate it when they have someone from the back and you can't even hear the bloody question.
Why don't they have microphones in the press bit? I mean, come on. Even Leicester do it.
You need a boom mic.
Have you noticed when Nuno aggressively says sorry, he goes sorry.
Hang on a sec. When we do our events, we have a mic that you can take out and give to people to speak with. You know what I mean? This is a Premier League team.
Just have someone there.
Sorry,
Carlos.
Have you noticed in these press conferences, Nuno, he really aggressively goes, sorry. You know, if he doesn't hear somebody, you'll listen out for it in his next one. It's so funny.
Yeah, I reckon it's because he's stalling for time. He's like,
I think
crap, I need to figure out a quick answer here.
Yeah.
Quick donation here from Stuart with another £10. Thank you so much, Stu. He goes, just a donation towards Ant and Crypto's online relationship. We can get you help, guys. Yeah, let's simmer it down. My God, these two. Just because Ez isn't here to be your wife, and I mean, seriously, you got you and having a domestic with Ez. Thank you so much, Stuart. All right, let's talk about the next one. This one has to be talked about, right? Callum Hudson-Odoi, Carlos. Is he out of form in your eyes? And secondly, if you think so, is he droppable? Is that a word? Is droppable an actual word? I don't know.
Droppable is fine.
Thank you for confirming, mate. Go on, Carl. What are you saying?
Yeah, I think he is out of form. He didn't have a great game at the weekend. But what I would say is, unlike Elanga recently, where Elanga's been a little bit in two minds, where I think he's not driven with the ball and he's not crossed it. Like, to Callum Hudson-Odoi's credit, he has continued taking players on but failing or crossing and it getting blocked. So I don't think he's lost any confidence. I just think he's out of form. It's just not working for him right now. Should he be dropped? Yeah, I don't see why not. I think Sosa's on the sidelines waiting to go. We haven't really seen much of him. Put him in. We've got 4 wingers. Let's use them.
Are you putting in for him?
And try Elanga on the left, possibly.
Yeah, Elanga on the left, I think would be better. Yeah. I agree with.
I said to you last season, Wolfie, that Elanga's better on the left. But he doesn't get on the left because
the problem is Callum Hudson-Odoi is not, though, is he? Because he's a bit of a one-trick pony with the
thing that worries me about Hudson-Odoi is he seems. Has he got any pace? I still don't know if he's got pace or not.
I
People
don't know,
tell
so
me he's got pace, but
I know what you mean.
I've not seen it.
His
know
legs
what I
go
mean?
real faster, don't they?
Is that the reason he doesn't go down on the outside on the left? I do get frustrated when he continually comes
trying to cut
inside.
onto his right foot, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe he'd be better on the right. I don't know, but it's definitely an issue that we have that down that left-hand side we don't get crosses in because Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now sometimes it works, and when he does, it's absolutely fantastic. He is a good player. I don't know whether he's out of form or whether it's a confidence thing. I know you don't like the confidence thing, but whether it's a confidence thing or whether he just can't go on the outside because he's not got the faith in his left foot. I don't know what it is, but
His
something
left foot's
needs
all
to...
right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like a 3.5 star on FIFA.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You should be able to manage to get crosses in with that. So why is the reason he doesn't go down the outside? Is it a lack of pace? Is it a lack of pace? I'm not sure.
Can I have a different point of opinion here? I wouldn't drop Cho against Man City because I think Man City is one of those games, a little bit like a Liverpool and a Chelsea, where you need a moment of magic. And I think Callum Hudson-Odoi is one of those players who can do that. So although he is a bit out of form, he's the type of person, if he turns up against Man City and scores a goal like he usually does, then that could be the difference between winning and losing or drawing or whatever it may be.
It's a good point. Yeah.
So that was a good point as well about acceleration is different to speed. Yeah. Personally, I like acceleration. I like when a player can
he's got more acceleration and he's 86 acceleration,
on
78 sprint speed.
On a longer run, he gets caught, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, but I prefer for a winger. I prefer acceleration because it's that split second.
And now you're talking like a proper FIFA player, which is good.
Yeah. The thing is, he has no clue he is, and he had no clue what I was saying in the stats. You two did, right?
Someone's just said in the chat a good point. Like Hudson-Odoi didn't actually start against Liverpool.
Exactly.
So
he should have done.
Yeah, but neither did Elanga, did he?
Exactly.
No,
we won. And we won.
That's Liverpool. I agree with Crypto. I agree with Crypto that Man City, they are so vulnerable to pace at the back. I mean, even Walker's lost that pace. You know what I mean? So they are so vulnerable. They are so because they are all out of attack normally. They leave masses of room behind. So I think in this game, your wingers.
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify,
the way Man City are playing at the moment. Normally, I would say Christmas tree, but because of the way they're playing at the moment, I would go with wingers for the City.
Just to clarify my point quickly, I wasn't necessarily suggesting Liverpool as an actual example. I just mean a moment of magic against the Cartel 6.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that in him, hasn't he?
Oh, Ez is in the house. Oh God! Don't put that up. He has done.
Okay, but like, I've been harsh on Elanga, a lot this season. So I'm saying you have an agenda in the chat, and I probably do because he's playing shit. That's my agenda. I don't care about him. Not like I think he's ugly or good looking or anything like that. I just care what he's doing on the pitch. And I've got to say, Callum Hudson-Odoi is probably getting a bit of an easy ride from me, from everyone. Is it because he does produce that FIFA finesse goal? Is it like we are a little blinded to everything else he isn't doing on the pitch? Does it need a bit of calling out? And I'm not saying like let's lynch him and freaking get the pitchforks out, but when we have options, is my point here.
Yeah, again
Sosa has shown signs of life when he's come on. I think he's had good cameos. Is it worth it? Is it worth a change?
I feel the same about Sosa as I do about Jota. He's got to develop a little bit more. It's all right seeing these kids come on for the last 15 minutes. It's a different kid,
man. He's like mid-20s.
24, isn't it? Yeah. All right, look, mate, to me, he's a kid, all right.
He's got to be given the minutes, though, hasn't he? He's got to be given those minutes to develop.
Yeah, but not necessarily from the start, because as I was trying to explain to Rob, we're not in the situation where we could afford to take chances with our Premier League games. We can't. We can't just say, well, give him a go. No, we can't do that.
Especially against Man City. It's a bit
this
different.
Is professional sport, right? No, so you build up his minutes gradually, see how he develops, and if he's developing well, then he earns a start. He's not earned a start. Playing 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there doesn't earn you a start. You've got
the
to
thing
build
is, like
it
on
up.
Saturday, how long did he get on Saturday? He didn't get very long at all, did he, Cersei? He got came on
He came
right
on
at the end.
Yeah, he got 7 normal minutes, I think, and then
Let's be
injury
honest,
time.
like Callum Hudson-Odoi had a really poor game.
Yes.
Like he should have come off. I'm not saying like necessarily Cersei should be starting, but like he should be getting more minutes. Like Callum Hudson-Odoi should have come off for me probably 65 minutes, 70 minutes at the latest, and brought someone like Cersei on, and he didn't.
Mate, I stand correct. 88th minute he came on.
Yeah, he didn't get much time at all. So, like, to be able to develop, I'm not saying give him starts, but he needs maybe more than 5-10 minutes. He probably needs a good 20 minutes.
It depends on the game state as well. It's not always right to say he should come on with 25 minutes to go, because you don't know what the game state is with 25 minutes to go. But I do accept your point. Both him and Jota Silva need more minutes for them to develop and to prove that they're worthy of a start.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the thing is, this was my negative on Nuno at the weekend. It was clear Hudson-Odoi was having a bit of a stinker. And is that the point you're getting to, Carlos? That at that stage, like, why chuck him on for 2 minutes?
Yeah, it was obvious he needed to come off a lot earlier than he did. Did he even come off in the end? Did he come on for somebody else? He did come off.
No, it was him. It was him. Yeah, 2 minutes to go.
I think even people on Twitter were calling it.
I think I said to my brother when they were bringing a sub, I can't remember which sub it was, but it was an earlier sub. And I said to my brother, well, that'll be for Callum Hudson-Odoi. And when it wasn't, we were like, what?
Yeah.
What? What are you taking him off for? Not
Dominguez. It was Dominguez came on for Anderson in the 71st.
Yeah,
Anderson did look shot. Yeah, he did look shot.
Because when did Morato come on? What time did Morato come on?
78th minute.
I thought that was probably one of our worst spells of the game when he came. Not blaming him.
Yeah, but like I say, Carlos, that was the system. No, that was the tactic.
Yeah, that's why you sit back and low block.
Yeah, we sat back far too much and we just invited the pressure, and there was nobody trying to carry the ball out. And
that's not a personnel thing. That's a tactic thing.
That could have really backfired.
Nuno did say afterwards they were too deep. He did say that.
Yeah, but Carlos, do you think we should have done that?
No, but
why not?
I get why he did. Because that's what he does. That's Morata's his finisher, isn't he? He brings him on, shores up the win. It didn't work, and I'm not criticizing Nuno for doing it, but I don't think it worked. Well, it did work. But it could have easily backfired because we just kept inviting pressure. Whereas I think in other games where he's done it, it's actually worked really well. And we've actually been really attacking and catching teams on the transition using it. But I don't think it worked like that on Saturday, but it still worked.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It was the first time I felt nervous in the last 15 minutes. Normally when you see Morata coming on, you're like, all right, I might as well call it a day there. We've won. That one just felt, like you said, it was just too deep. And I think a better team may have broken us down.
Yeah.
There was still some gap.
100%.
But if you look at, I mean, I've not watched the game. I very rarely, when I've been, I very rarely watch it again, especially a game like that. But I imagine if you watch it with the hindsight of knowing that we won 1-0, you'd probably think, oh, actually, no, they didn't really create anything much, did they? You know what I mean? It's like it was edgy. I was on edge. It was edgy.
Yeah, they had a lot of possession, didn't they, around the area, but they didn't.
We let them have it, Carlos.
Yeah, that's normal, though, isn't it? In the last.
We backed ourselves, didn't we, to stop them from scoring? Ultimately,
that's what we did a brilliant job defensively.
We ought to mention the positives as well, because we've sort of gone straight in on the players that we think.
We're coming to that. Yeah, we're coming to that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Just before we start talking about positives, please don't forget to hit the like button. 83 likes with over 300 in here, 500 across the F15 network. Should be over 100 likes by now. So get those likes up, guys. Make sure you check Carlos out over on Twitch as well. Knocked Up TV. I'm joking. Knock TV. I'll put the link in the chat for you. Go show him some love and give him support there. Brucey's dead to me. Noah, Brucey, if you're watching, dead to me. Anyway, let's get into some of the positives. Crypto, Aina. Was he your man of the match? I shouldn't probably not have started that way around, but anyway, talk about Aina.
Let him talk for 20 minutes and bollock me and all stuff. Yeah, go on, do it.
Well, Jota was my man of the match. I thought Aina was brilliant. He was free, right? He was a free transfer. He's got to be one of the best free transfer signings ever in the history of football. I think he's fantastic.
No, he's right. He's right.
He's in agreement. Seriously, he's brilliant. I'm actually starting to worry that he'll go to another team because he would fit really well in some of the Cartel 6. And I know we are part of that Cartel 6 now, but he would fit really well in some of those teams who are kind of top 3, top 4. He's fantastic. He makes he's one of those players. He reminds me of Milenkovic. He makes a difference single-handedly. It's a team game, but if you take a player like Aina and Milenkovic out that side, for me, it's a completely different part of the table we're in this season. His attacking prowess, his defending is fantastic. And when you go and watch him at the match, you see after 70 minutes that he's absolutely knackered. And it's because he must put one of the most miles in on the pitch. I thought he was brilliant. And he's consistent. And that's what you want from your top players is consistency.
I mean, the chat are agreeing with you. And do you reckon there's something to worry about with this contract? I mean, Matt's
how long? Listen, I was going on about this a year ago, mate. We've got to sign this guy up. You know I was. And I was getting, you kept saying, well, everybody kept saying, no, he'll sign it. It's all right. It's in the works. It's getting closer and closer. And I tell you what, Crypto's right. I was just thinking to myself now, which right back in this country would you swap him for? You're struggling, aren't you?
It's the potential he's got as well.
The only one I could think of is if he could ever get, I don't class Trent as a normal right back. He's a different animal. I know that's his nominal position.
Aina's better than Trent.
But the only one I would compare him to is Reece James, but he's never fit. Right? He's the only one I would compare him to. And I am concerned.
You got Arsenal, Ben Shite. He's better than Ben Shite.
Oh, Timber's good. Timber's
unproven.
He's good, though. He's good.
Is there any Arsenal player you don't think is good?
No, because they all play for fucking Arsenal, who are second in the table or whatever, and they're bloody fantastic teams.
The thing is, that default made Eddie Nketiah good.
Is at least good. Is at least good.
I can see Aina at a club like Arsenal. That's how good he is.
Yeah, I tell you what, I could see him at City taking over from Kyle Walker. He's a better right back than Kyle Walker. He would fit
there. He really
would fit brilliantly.
And I tell you what,
he's a baller as well. He plays football. You know what I mean? He's not just a defender. He plays football.
Someone just said to me,
we've got to sign this guy. We've got to sign this guy. I've been saying it for a long time. God's sake, why are we still talking? Give him anything. £1 million a week? Yes. Not bothered. What a player.
But you don't know what he wants. He might want to be.
I think £1 million a week could do it.
He has got a bit of history of jumping around clubs, hasn't he? He has been around a bit.
Yeah.
But do you think he's settled in? Wrong. I think he's happy.
I think he has settled in, yeah. But I think he could have his head turned, couldn't he? By
any player can have his head turned.
But I think he's
a bigger club.
He's the type of guy.
January. I mean, I tell you what, right? We're getting towards January. Real Madrid's not out of the question, and you may laugh. He's good enough to play for Real Madrid, in my opinion. He is fantastic.
So is Jota. He's the type of
guy.
And
we got him for free. We got him for free.
Yeah.
Now we need to sign him up because the least that does is ensures his value. We sign him up on a 5-year contract.
Is he 28 now? Is he 28?
Something like that. 27.
He's in his prime.
How old is he?
In his prime, basically.
Yeah, somebody will find out.
This is what I love about having a live chat. They do the research for you. Chat, how old is he? Come on, hurry up. You're slowing the flow down.
See if you can beat me.
Let's see who's first in.
You know what? If he's 30, I'd still give him a 5-year contract.
Nah. I'm 30.
No, I would because I want him here next season. I don't care how much it costs us.
Right. He sometimes gets put as a left back in teams of the weeks, by ex-footballers and stuff. Is that good?
Mark beat
you. He's just turned 28 in October.
Mark beat you. Shut up, man.
That's true.
He didn't say October, did he? He's Carlos, he certainly is.
All right, sharp. Carlos was talking. Go on.
Oh, sorry, Carlos.
No, I'm just saying, Aina's that good. Some, when the ex-pros do like their teams of the week, they put him as the left back, and he's the right back. He's that good. They put him anywhere. Just got to fit him in.
To get him
They want him in that team of the week, regardless.
Absolutely.
Do you reckon he could play in midfield? Because he plays it for Nigeria sometimes, and then as a wing back.
Yeah.
Could he solve that right winger issue we've currently got now? And you chuck Nico Williams? No.
Keep him
you
as
think
a fullback.
Alanga's better than him?
Keep him as a fullback.
Yeah.
Because the thing, what you're forgetting is he does a lot of good defensive work as well. He wins a lot of his duels. He wins a hell of a lot of duels.
It's nice that we have options that we can play our wingers, but then in the last 15 minutes, if we want to, we can revert to wing backs. We've got both options, which is good. And we should talk about Nico Williams because he came in.
My God, you're in sync tonight. I was just about to say that.
All right, you guys sort it out. I'm going to tell you.
He had a really good second half.
Yeah, so Nico
just
Williams.
Before I go to toilet, hold on, just before you switch subjects, so just catch up on the super chats. Warren with the £2, thank you so much, buddy. He says players are now fighting for each other's positions. I love it. It needs to be like that. It needs to be like that. Whereas under yesteryear, in our earlier years in the Premier League, it was like this person needs to be dropped because this person might be less crap than he is. It's now they're pushing each other. Apart from Alanga. Thank you, Warren. I'm joking. Noah with the 199. He says, I feel sick. I need help. Hopefully a win will do. Mate, we'll cover Man City very shortly. Very shortly. It's interesting what Daps had to say earlier on the Man City preview. If you haven't checked that out, check it out after this. I'll leave it at the end for you. Thank you, Noah. And Richard with the £5. He says, we must not overlook Man City. We have vital players out. Bro, we're coming on to Man City in about 5 minutes. 5-minute countdown to the Man City chat. Thank you, Richard. You're spot on. Let's not get too arrogant like Crypto has been in recent times. Thank you so much, Richard, for the £5 and £10 from Stuart. He says, put a tenner in the swear box for Ant. Stuart, you'll be
going on the watch list soon. You know, donating the amount you're donating. The chat will be worrying about you.
Thank you so much, Stuart, for the £10.
We think we've got your card or something. You tied up in the back.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you so much, Stuart, for yet another £10. All right, talk about Nico Williams. Done, and I'll be right back.
So I was just going to say that in the ground, Nico Williams won man of the match, which was well deserved. I mean, Jota should have won it, but the fact that he's come in and started when he hasn't started for a while, I think is brilliant of him. And don't forget, he's been asked to sometimes change sides. Sometimes he's been asked to play in a 4-back, sometimes in a 5-back. I thought he was brilliant. His set pieces were annoying me a bit in the first half, I've got to say. He made 3 or 4 kind of free kicks, which just did nothing. But he's improving. He's one of those players. He's a bit of like a Ryan Yates type player. His improvements are massive this season. I mean, Nico Williams was improving at the back end of last season as well. But I thought he was good. I think to come in like that and start a game and replace Moreno, who's been doing pretty well. He didn't have a great game last game, but to replace, our number 1 left back, I thought he did well. So good on him.
Yeah, I like Nico Williams. I think he comes in. Mind you, well, I was going to say he comes in for a lot of unnecessary stick, but that's probably just him up there. Because the Forest fans obviously love him because he's been voted Player of the Month on three occasions. So, and certainly when he came off on Saturday, the crowd was singing his name. So obviously,
he did well.
The general populace of Forest fans appreciate him. I think he's a really good player. He gets better, doesn't he? He's constantly. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot better. And like you say, he could play right and left like Aina can. You know what I mean? So he's a valuable squad member. Will he start against Man City, or will Marino be back? That's the big question, isn't it?
I'll let you know tomorrow once my boy was in the chat.
Cheers, dude.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But no,
about Moreira as well. He looks an exciting young player as well, but obviously he's got to develop it. I only mentioned
one fullback at a time. Freaking hell. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, were you pointing the finger at me about Nico Williams?
You always slag Nico Williams off.
I haven't slagged him off, but he's not a starter. I'm sorry, he's not. He's too weak.
No, I did say
he wasn't as good as you lot are making out.
I did say an excellent squad player. I did say that.
All right, but I'm just saying, you're making him out into being some kind of Maldini.
I didn't think he was that good Saturday. I think he had I wouldn't say a poor first half, but Ipswich definitely targeted that side.
Yes.
That Hutchinson was always going down the right and Chaplin, and it took him
That
most
Hutchinson's
of the half to
player,
like kind of adapt to it.
Yeah,
But in the second half, he was brilliant. He was brilliant second half, but not man of the match for me.
But don't forget, you've been.
No, I agree with not man of the match. But you know when people say, "Oh, they targeted him." Sorry, of course, I'm not trying to slag you off.
Not necessarily targeted him, but they targeted that side.
Yeah. The fact is, if you've got Amari Hutchinson on the right wing, that's who you're going to play to.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, Carlos is right. You're wrong, Ant. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
No. I'm right. Carlos is wrong.
No, you are wrong.
No, you are wrong.
No, you're wrong. Who's their best player?
Wrong.
No, you're
Who's
wrong.
their best player?
No, you're
Who's
wrong.
their best player?
You're wrong.
Who's Ipswich? Who would Ipswich fans say is their best player?
Hutchinson. He was good.
No,
He played well.
no.
Yeah.
He was
It's
at the
not
weekend.
Delap. It's not Delap. It's
Delap.
Hutchinson.
At the weekend, it's Hutchinson. He was good.
No, it's neither of them. I don't think you'd find an Ipswich fan that says those two are their best players. Davis, let's say Davis, their left back is.
Leaf Davis, yeah.
But
what
he had
side does he
Jota
play?
against him, so he had no chance.
Well, exactly. So yes, they did target. Would you rather attack down Einar's side or Williams' side?
Oh, obviously Einer's side.
Okay,
But
so how
also,
can you say they weren't targeting that side? Carlos is right.
because for fuck's sake, Leaf, what's his name, is a left back. Amari Hutchinson is a number 10 stroke right winger. That's why.
Yeah.
So
Leaf Davis is the left back.
What do you mean? So?
I know he's a left back, but he's an attacking left back.
Which is the most attacking player, a left back or a right winger?
What, you don't think left backs attack?
They can, but they also have defensive responsibilities.
Yes.
So they can't
Don't
always
you
attack.
Think Einar was one of our most attacking
I don't want
players?
to continue this argument because it's stupid.
Yeah, because you're wrong. You're wrong.
Not wrong.
The thing is,
I'm
McKenna, the Ipswich manager, is a very bright manager. He's a very good tactical manager, and he will have realised that Williams is not a left back, and he definitely targeted not necessarily Williams, but our left side.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah, but Carlos, if Hutchinson was a left-sided player, they would have still have played to the left because he is their star man.
The thing is with Ipswich is that their three are quite fluid. That Schmodic.
We can argue all night long. None of us know what's in McKenna's mind, so it's all supposition.
And what is one of the biggest criticisms thrown at Callum Hudson-Odoi?
He cuts inside.
No, that's one of his biggest praises.
No. He always cuts inside.
Okay, all right. But you know what I'm trying to say here.
He's predictable.
Keep going. He doesn't track back. He doesn't help with the defense.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Yeah.
Okay.
He does sometimes, but not very well.
All right. So obviously, Carlos is right. They're going to target that side, man. I don't know why it's such a.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't think they targeted that side specifically because it was Nico Williams. Because none of us knew before the game that apart from the hour, that it was going to be Nico Williams playing.
Excuse me. We told everyone the day before.
I don't think that all week they've been saying, right, go down the right side because we're against Nico Williams. I don't think they will do that.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Oh.
Sorry, Carlos. I'm quibbling, interrupted you.
Trouble causer.
But you were right. They targeted Nico Williams.
No,
they
you
did. Yeah, they did. But second half,
you just agreed that the Colts because all week they've been prepared for Marino.
I've not really got much more to say on Williams apart from first half. He had a torrid time because Ipswich definitally target that side. Second
and they
half,
played to Hutchinson, who's their most creative right-sided midfielder.
Let him finish.
When can we talking crap?
Let him finish.
When we talk, you've got to nip it in.
I'm going to go get some popcorn.
Let him finish. Fucking hell. Go on, Carlos.
I finished.
I'm shouting at him for nothing.
I don't think there's anything more to say. He had a all right first half, but they gave him a bit of a torrid time. Second half, he was a lot better. He got further forward. We were more in the game, weren't we? So he benefited from that.
That's exactly what I said. That was my summary after the match. If you judged him first half, you'd have given him like a 5. Second half, like an 8, so somewhere in the middle.
But
none of us arguing about it.
Overall, good performance.
In a similar vein to Jota, though, those two players hadn't been started for a while, so they come in. They don't have the best first 45 minutes, which I think is acceptable. Soon as the second half rolls around, they both have class games. So I think shout out to them for doing well.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And I agree. I don't think he was necessarily our man. I was surprised when his name came up as man of the match at the ground.
Who did you think was man of the match, Ant?
You know what? It was such a meh kind of day. It was hard to pick anybody out in particular. I guess you can always go for Milenkovic because I love him, so I'll go for him.
Over
You know what?
Aina.
He did a header in the second half. Oh, fucking hell. It's like, boom. The ball went about 60 flipping yards.
Yeah.
But hard. It was hard. And I said to my mum, I said, bloody hell, did you see that?
What's
That
your
killed
obsession
me.
with solid heads, man? Seriously. It's like, he used to always say this about Felipe as well. You should just bang it like that, man. I've never seen a guy who could bump it.
Because I tell you why, because modern football is full of Nancy boys, that's right. So to see a real man head the ball like in the old days, like Kenny Burns and Larry Lloyd, that's why I like it.
All right. On that note, let's move on to Man City. Let's just catch up on the super chats. Chris with the £2 says Leaf Davis. So obvious they were going left. Exactly, Chris. Thank you so much for the £2. Richard, he with the £5. He says, I think I remember Ant when I was a season ticket holder under Belly Davis. And
what did I do to make myself memorable?
Yeah, is that the time he got banned? No, I'm not gonna say.
No, I've never been banned.
I'm joking. Thank you, Richard. And Stuart with the £10. He goes, just an SOS. Rob has got held hostage, trying on Mr. Bean clothes and talking like I'm not from the Meadows. Send help. He's got my dad's card too. If you've got Rob hostage, whoever you are,
you can keep him.
Keep him.
Thank you so much for the £10, Stuart. And if you could grab Ez while you're there, would be forever thankful. All right, let's talk about Man City before we touch on plucky old Luton. Did a preview today with Dabs. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to catch up on it. He's not that confident. I know the guy and I can see it in his eyes. He's not that confident yet. A month ago, he was giving me all kinds of crap about circling the date in the calendar and everything else. Ben, are you confident or worried about this Man City team? The 4P, as they keep telling us and all this, but only 1 star on their name. What are you saying?
I mean, it's hard to say. Some people are telling me we'll never have a chance like this to beat Man City. It's the best time to play them. I've almost got this feeling that, you know, at some point Man City are going to turn it around, right? And I've got a bad feeling that it's going to be against us on Wednesday. I just feel like we're in for an absolute thrashing. I hope I'm wrong, but everyone keeps telling me, oh, it's the best time to play them. It's the best time to play them. And the more people who tell me, the more people I think they're going to do a Man City and beat us like 4 or 5-0. So I'm worried. I'm really worried. I think we're going to get hammered. I don't want to say it, but that's how I feel. I think
you just did.
I just feel like they
get it all out, mate. Say what you feel.
They've got to the point where if they lose another game, it's going to, you know, Pep is already fuming. You can see it. He's been scratching his face and stuff to pieces. So I don't know. I just think they're going to go back to robot mode on Wednesday and try and prove a point. I hope it's not against us. I hope it's their next match, but I'm worried. I don't think we should go into the match thinking, oh, they're not in form, we can take advantage of them. I think if we try that, we're just going to get found out.
When was the last time we beat them? I think the only one that springs to mind
3-0 in the FA Cup.
3-0.
Yeah. When Gary Brazil was manager.
Yeah, and they had. What year was that? Was that after they'd bought all those Rubinhos and crap, and we beat them 3-0?
Yeah, it was. It was quite early on in the process for them. Yeah,
it rings a bell.
I understand what Crypto's saying. I really do. But would you rather be playing them now or after they've just been on a run of 7 games where they were winning an average of 4 games a goal like they have been in the past? No, you'd rather play them now, wouldn't you? Surely.
Probably not.
Would you rather they'd just be in Liverpool?
Eh?
Would you rather they just won to Liverpool?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because
See, I had this fairly recently. I have had this discussion with you, Mr. Wolverine, that when you've been panicking that a team's been on a bad run and they're bound to come good against us, and I said no, they're playing shit, and we've gone on to beat them. And I feel the same with I feel the same with this. Man City are in a bad place. They really are. This is not something that Pep's going to click his fingers and they're going to be back to the old way. That's gone.
My worry is though, man.
Crypto, shut up a minute. That's gone, right? That period of Man City's history has gone. There's no Rodri. We know that. De Bruyne, something weird's going off there because evidently he's been fit for 5 weeks.
They're not getting on, are they? They're not getting on, De Bruyne and Pep.
Hang on. Foden, player of the year last year, has been dreadful this season. Guardiola, one of the best left backs we've seen, is on the bench again. Not. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth for a minute and let somebody else talk?
I was just making a comparison. You said Foden was brilliant last year and crap this year. So was Elanga. That's all I'm saying.
We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that at all. That's not part of the conversation. The conversation is about Manchester City. All right? I'll continue. Guardiola has been one of their best players this season. All of a sudden, he's on the bench, can't get a game. Something's happening up there. As you quite rightly pointed out, Pep's pulling lumps out of himself. He's starting to respond to the fans. Something's not right. And I don't think in 3 days they're going to put off that they're going to change from that absolutely appalling performance, if you can call it that, against Liverpool, all of a sudden to come back to the way they were. That is not going to happen. So in my opinion, there couldn't be a better time to play Manchester City. They're in a worse place now than they've been in the last 10 years. And we can go up there and providing we're solid at the back and we can take advantage. Somebody said that Nottingham Forest is probably the worst team that Manchester City could face at this particular time because we're exactly the kind of team that they don't like. Somebody
that's what I said, Ray. That somebody was me. You watched the Daps thing.
No, a few people said that. I think even Dap said it. And I will say it as well myself, that we can sit deep and break. And when we do that, providing we can get our act together up front, which we've not done in the last few games, if I'm honest,
because of Elanga,
then we can take something from this game. I certainly prefer to face them now rather than when they've won 6 on the trot and they're absolutely brilliant.
Alice, which way are you sitting on this one? Do you think we're getting slaughtered like Ben thinks, or do you think we're going to beat him 5-0 like Ant seems to think?
Well, I've never been more confident of the fact that we can beat Man City than now. You know, there is no better time to play them. They've lost 7 on the trot. The way they collapsed with a 3-0 lead against Feyenoord recently. They look really, really fragile at the back. Like any kind of pressure on them whatsoever, and you can cause problems. There's something, I agree with Ant, there's something not right there. De Bruyne and Pep, there's something going on with them too. They're not getting. I think De Bruyne is probably going to Saudi at the end of the season. Yeah. And he didn't even start, did he, on Sunday? De Bruyne came on. So he's not getting started. No, they've got no leadership in midfield, and just look, Liverpool could have won that game 4 or 5-0 easily. They got away without getting a smashing on Sunday, to be honest. I just think what worries me though is, I know what I'm saying, like we're the perfect team, you know, we're the worst team that they could play right now because of the way we counter-attack and transition. But what I'm worried about is if we just give Man City the ball and let them attack us constantly, are they going to get confidence? And I'm worried about if they get an early goal, if they score within the first 15, 20 minutes, I think we could be Charity FC and we could end up losing. I think we've got to get at them. We've got to be more positive. We can't just low block Wednesday night. I think if we just low block and hope to hit on the transition, I think we could have some success doing that. But I think if we give them loads of the ball and let them constantly attack, we could be in trouble.
What do you think Nuno will do?
I think he'll do that.
I don't think it'll be a low block.
I think it'll be like Arsenal. I think it'll be low block. I think we need to do a mid block, but I think he'll do a low block, and I think he'll let Man City attackers and hope that we can just constantly hit them on the break and hit that fragile defense, because some of the defenders at the weekend, they didn't even look like they cared, to be honest. They weren't like helping each other out. It was like every man for themselves. So that's how it came across anyway to me.
I think that I want to say it's mid block, but my only worry is if we do mid block, Nuno has to get the midfield right. Otherwise, we'll get ran over like we did the game before Ipswich. He's got to get that midfield correct. The reason I'm being a negative Nelly is because my worry is that the Man City fans, they won't be happy if Man City beat us 1-0. They want Man City players to prove to the fans that they're back in action. They will want to go out there and absolutely thrash us. That's my worry.
I think we've got to get at them straight away, though. I think we can't let them just attack us for the first 15, 20 minutes, because if they get that...
No, Carlos, we will.
They'll dominate possession.
I guarantee that. We will soak it up early. And to be honest, they've not got a lot of threats right now. They've not got a lot of threats. Look at the team. I mean, like I say, Foden has fallen off a cliff. I mean, I used to adore Phil Foden. I used to think he was... I still do, but right now, well, not right now. His form for the last year really has been dreadful. He's just not doing it anymore. Haaland, as we know, is a one-trick pony. Milenkovic and Murillo could take care of Haaland. I've got no worries about that whatsoever. Doku, if he does play, can't pass a ball. He can beat 3 men and then he fucks it up.
He does. You're right.
Same with Savinho. He can't either. They've got no threat. And as for they're all glorifying Gundogan when he came back. My God, does he look old? Does he look old?
He's been rubbish. He's been
rubbish.
What I
mean? Yeah. So why are we are worried about Manchester City's reputation and past history? If you actually look at their last 10 games, you wouldn't be worried. If they were, I certainly said Brighton then, but I better not. If they were Wolves or something like that, you'd be expecting us to go.
Don't be dissing Wolves. I won't have that on this channel.
Oh, yeah.
It's adopted team.
I think the difference, I know what you're saying, Anne, but I think the difference is we know they've still got players like Haaland who can, he's always caused us problems, hasn't he? But I know we've got Milenkovic now. But I think the key is if we can just, and I think this is the bit of a trademark of the Nuno team anyways, first half, we try to be quite cagey, don't we? And just defend tight, just don't concede early, don't concede the first half, and then the second half we kick on. I think if we can do that against Man City, if we can just keep them out for the first half, we've got a great chance of winning that, because the pressure will be building on Man City then at home.
I hope he doesn't look at it like that, though. I hope it's not one of those matches where we're getting dominated for 45 minutes and he doesn't make the change until half time. If we're getting ran over in the first 30 minutes, I want to see him switch it up straight away. I don't want to wait till half time, because as soon as we go 1-0 down, it'll be virtually impossible to come back.
But would anyone go back 3? Would anyone go back 3?
Yeah, I'd go back 3 with wing backs. I would go back 3 with wing backs. I think our wing backs are good enough. They've proved it. Aina and Nico Williams on the left. Get Morato in for a starter with Milenkovic and Murillo. It can be the 3 M&Ms. And I think that's the safest way to play.
What would you do, Anne? Would you go back 3 or back 4?
I go back 4. We're comfortable in back 4. The only time we play back 3 is at the end of games when players are tiring. We've not actually. Have we started with a back 3 this season? I don't think we have we? Oh, apart from
Newcastle in the Cup.
Yeah, but that was a not the full team, was it at all? But yeah. So no, I wouldn't risk a back 3 because we've not played it enough. And also, we do okay with the back 4. We've done all season with the back 4, apart from those 2 games. We've done well with the back 4. So why change it? And what the back 4 gives us is those wingers, and they're going to be vital, mate. They are going to be absolutely vital. One ball over the top for Elanga, and he's gone. Now, whether he can do anything when he gets it is a different matter, but he will be away. You know what I mean? And providing the other players can keep up with him, then that's how I think we're going to score anyway.
What would you do?
Yeah,
What would you do, Joel?
that's a good point, Rob. That's a good point. But Liverpool are an entirely different style of play than Manchester City. Liverpool don't play like Manchester City, and I think the way Man City plays, we are more suited to a counter attack with wingers. There you go.
What are you saying, Carl? Would you go 3 or 4?
I'd stick with 4. I would probably stick with the side that played Saturday, but I would bring in Marino for Williams, and I would be instructing Morgan Gibbs-White to be dropping back a lot. Because we've all said he can play the 8, so he can defend. He's got a lot, he's an energy type player. He'll keep running. So I think if he drops in and creates that 3 in the middle and try and overwhelm him a little bit in midfield and just try and feed the wingers, hit him on the transition, I think we'll have a lot of success. But I wouldn't change from the shape from the weekend. Keep it the same.
Well, it's quite interesting. In the poll we've got, would you go back 3 or back 4? 40% would go back 3. Well, 42 now. It's ever moving. And 58% would stick with the back 4. I mean,
I think we've got to trust Milenkovic and Murillo, haven't they? They've been so good all season. Got to trust them.
Is the stat out that what's his face? Morata still hasn't seen a goal in the back of our net? Is that stat still intact?
I think it is. Yeah.
Chat, do your research quickly. I think that's intact.
And when you're deciding whether it's a back 3 or back 5 as well, you've got to think about the team you're playing against. And I back Aina against any of their left wingers, whether it be whether it be Doku, whether it be Grealish, whoever they put on our left-hand side. I honestly back Aina against him. So that's like nullifies one side of their attack, if you like. And on the other side, who have they got? There's sometimes put Foden out there. Huh?
Savinho.
Yeah, Savinho. I've been half impressed with the Savinho. I've been impressed with his dribbling and his pace, but not impressed with his final product. And I always say final product is what defines a player. I mean, as we know.
Wait. Really sorry, I've got to pause. So, Anne is rarely wrong. Yeah. So this must be your first time watching Grumpy Old Reds,
I'm surprised because one earlier said Ant is never wrong. So I'm a bit really. I'm not 100% happy with really. I prefer never. But anyway,
the only other thing I might do is I would potentially swap Anderson for Dominguez, just to give us a little bit more tenacity in the field. He's better, isn't he?
Can I just say
even better, swapping for
Yates with Dominguez. Hey.
No, that's a good shout. You could put Morgan White on the bench to bring him on, and then you could have Anderson kind of doing what Morgan White does, but have Dominguez in there as that presser as well.
And Rob was semi-right, wasn't he? That obviously starting the two of them together, they both had to come off. They were both knackered. So in a way, maybe they weren't right.
He wasn't right. He said there's no way.
All right. Let me rephrase that. He was 100% wrong in what he said.
110% wrong.
But fuck off. But they obviously weren't fully match fit. So I would be quite happy with having a midfield of
he's changing the tune.
Anderson, Dominguez, and I guess Yates.
It's going to be Yates, isn't it?
Can you lot talk so much trash sometimes. Let's just agree that the best 3 at the moment, disregarding injuries, is Morgan White and
we won't.
Dominguez. NGW, Anderson, Dominguez. Our best 3 at the moment.
I don't know what he said. Say it again. Quiet, Anne.
Morgan Gibbs-White, MGW in the 10, Anderson in the 8, and Dominguez in the 6 at the moment, while Sangare is injured.
You that just is don't disregard injuries. How does that work?
Depends on the opposition, I think, because I think Anderson he gets forward a lot, does go on a lot of runs,
Anderson's one of our best players.
A little bit open sometimes.
That's true. Yeah. Sorry, Domingo.
I don't know.
I do agree with you, actually.
Yeah,
I do agree with you.
Wait, who did you say? You said Gibbs White, Anderson, and Dominguez.
Domingo. Yeah.
All right.
Not at the moment, I wouldn't, because I'm sorry, Anderson and MGW together just ain't working right now.
How do you say it's not working right now? They were both injured and they came back and they at least were creative.
Yeah.
Were they? Yeah. Were they really? How many things did they create on Saturday?
And you're overthinking it. As soon as I saw that team sheet, you're overthinking it. As soon as I saw that team sheet, I looked in and went,
team
"Fuck
sheet.
you were wrong." As long as they prove Rob wrong, that's all that matters.
Okay.
What are you saying? Middle three then?
Against Man City.
Is he there?
No, he's frozen.
Fallen
No, he's
asleep.
not frozen.
Oh, he's there?
He's just nodded off.
Was you asking me or Andy? I thought he was asking Andy.
Yeah, you. Yeah, Carlos. Hi.
I was just again.
I think I would go with against Man City specifically. Thinking about it now, I would go with Yates, Dominguez, and Morgan White.
Are you doing that as a 3 or a 2?
Yeah, it's a 4-2-3-1.
Yates, Dominguez, did you say?
Yates,
drop it
Dominguez as a 2, and then Morgan White as a 10, and then your wingers.
I don't think that works. I don't think that works.
I don't like. The reason why I don't like Dominguez and Yates.
That's against Man City. I think we need that potentially.
They're too defensive,
Yeah,
and they're not strong
agree.
enough. They're just not big, strong players. Anderson just gets stuck in the way that Sangaro does. I don't like the combination of Dominguez and Yates. I like them both as players, and I think Yates is greatly improved. But I think actually one of the worst combinations is Dominguez next to Yates.
Okay.
The thing is, I adore Dominguez, and the problem I have is that I think Nuno will always pick Yates over him, and I have a problem with that. Anyway,
I do as well. I do as well.
Yeah, you do as well. Yeah.
Wazza, the legend with the £2, he says we can take 1-1 from this as we are new school. He says thank you so much for the £2. Don't forget this game is on Amazon Prime. If you want to watch it for completely free, scan that QR code there or click on the link that's pinned.
I hope Rob's trolling. I hope he's trolling.
Anyway, click on that link that's in the chat. And then don't forget to cancel it if you don't want to keep it. Also, if you've had it before, just use a different email address and you get it for free again. So
I have to say though, if you like buying yourself lots of prezzies every other day, then it's great for the free postage on Amazon.
it is good for that, yeah. And it does come next day. Okay.
And next day, yeah.
Score predictions. And
right.
Get your predictions in while he's mumbling away.
I'm going to go 1-1. And
after all that big man talk, like the best time to play them.
Hey, listen, I've had 2.5 years of Forest in the Premier League, and the 2 previous years have scarred me for away games. I find it very difficult to predict an away victory, whoever we're playing. So I'll be happy with 1-1.
All right, go on, Carlos.
3-1 Forest.
Oh, he's whipping it out onto the table. They're 3-1 Forest at the Etihad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every time I've been on, I have predicted the win correctly. Not the score, but the win.
You've only been on one.
Yeah, but you predicted it right.
I predicted the win against Liverpool.
Well, that's just crazy, mate. That's just crazy talk.
Oh, well, good.
Only a madman would have predicted a win against Liverpool. Come on.
Okay, 3-1. If
3-1
you are
Forest.
right, and we'll do some dirty stuff to you, mate. I don't think
Mate, I'll do some dirty stuff, but not necessarily to Carlos.
Why not?
All right, Ben, Mr. Negative. What you say? What's wrong with Carlos?
No, maybe he's not sweet told me yet. I mean, he's not told me out for dinner.
It's only the I think it's going to be 3-1 as well.
What the hell?
Hey.
Yeah, which 3? How many times?
I don't know who to, but 3-1.
How many times?
I thought you said we're getting smashed.
Yeah, I think Man City are going to win.
Oh, 3-1 to Man City.
3-1 Man City.
Wow.
I think this is the first time ever you've predicted Forest to lose.
Literally. So we probably will actually lose now.
Shit, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm more or less confident with you. Like, okay, I'm seeing the predictions coming in. There's a few happy clapper juice bottles being opened up, it seems, in the chat. And 59% of you would go with the back 4. Okay, let's do some fun stuff. Quick reminder, get those likes up, guys. Hit the like if you haven't already. and subscribe if you are new. Let's talk about our dear good friends, plucky old Luton, languishing near the relegation zone in the Championship after they all told us they would bounce back. They're all getting their new stadium and all this crap, but they may not even be in the Championship. And Forest have gone and drawn Luton. I think we're at home, aren't we, Ben?
Yeah, at home.
So let's touch on this draw quickly. Just before we start, Sharky, the legend, with the £2. Yellowtail Merlot for me, Santa Auntie says.
I don't know what that means, but
it's a wine. It's a wine, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Sorry, look, he keeps telling me about this yellowtail. I must try yellowtail Merlot. I keep forgetting. I'm on Shiraz tonight, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
I was going to say, I don't know how you don't know what wine is. Aren't you on it every night?
Exactly, fucking Alki. Thanks so much, Sharky. And Mikey Boy with his traditional £2 super sticker. Thank you so much, Mikey Boy. Much appreciate it. Carlos, I want to kick this one off with you because we had loads of fun last season with Luton and how plucky they were. Yeah,
they were.
Fate has drawn us again together. Firstly, do you care about the FA Cup, and do you now care about the FA Cup?
Yeah, I love the FA Cup. I grew up with the FA Cup. You know, I remember when we got to the final against Spurs and what happened in that game, and you know, I'll never forgive Gaza for what he did. Yeah, I love the FA Cup. I think it's a great tournament. I think the problem is it's getting ruined a little bit by scrapping the replays. It's not helping the smaller club, is it? But yeah, FA Cup's great. Love it. And I think we'll absolutely batter Luton because they are awful. They are absolutely awful this season. They've lost all the key players, haven't they?
Who were their key players?
What's his name? Went to Villa, the midfielder.
Ross Barkley.
He was really good for them last season. They've lost the good winger they had. I can't remember his name. And
him.
He was quite good, to be fair.
I can't remember his name now. Is it a Bonger or something like that?
No, with
I can't remember.
He was really good. He's gone.
Have they got that striker dude still?
He's injured, I think.
Destroyed Worrell.
I think he's always injured.
Oh, that everybody wanted. Do you remember? Everybody like, get him.
Yeah. He wanted him.
I never can remember his name now.
The winger. He was better than Elanga.
He's a striker, mate.
The winger. No, the winger Carlos was talking about.
Oh no, Adebayo. That was it. Thank you. Adebayo. Yeah.
80 million.
I just called him Adebayo. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't even tell you. I'm looking at the table now. They're 19th. Last I saw, they were in relegation zone, but they've just taken a double L. So I'm actually looking forward to this one. Oh my God. Could you imagine Gary saying Stuart Twatwell to ref the match?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That would be hilarious. But would you just be serious for a second? Would you treat this with the first team squad, or would you bring in the likes of Carlos Miguel, Sosa, etc.? You're nodding away there, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect game, finally, for Carlos Miguel to show us what he's made of. Because he was good in the last cup game, and we've basically never seen him since. So it's the perfect, against Luton as well. They're a crappy opponent. They'll get smashed. We could play our C team against them. I mean, our women's team were 19-0 at the weekend. I'd play them.
Shout out to them.
I'd play them against
Play them. Yeah.
They'd be good enough.
They'd battle Luton. So I think it's a perfect opportunity to play some people we haven't seen. Put the Silva in there on the fullback, etc. Get Bolly and Murato in there. It'd be good to see Murato given a full game. So, but I like
Bamadelli. What's happened to him?
I'm a Bamadelli. He's still there.
He didn't go out on loan or anything, did he?
No, he's still there. So I mean, I like the FA Cup because I think it gives smaller clubs a chance to beat some of the bigger ones, and it is special when you watch matches of Crawley Town beating Man United or whatever it would be. It's very interesting. So I think the FA Cup's really good, and you definitely got to get Miguel in goal.
What are you saying, Anne? And Rob's saying here, don't risk Miguel. It's the FA Cup.
Rob,
make angry.
Rob's been a bit of a knob, isn't he? As you know, for the past few for quite a number of years now, I've been very, very league focused, and I've said to you guys that cups mean nothing, and yeah, I'm still the same. Cups do mean it. But let me put it this way: if we got knocked out, it wouldn't bother me one iota. However,
Or if we won,
it is however, it is a good opportunity for us to blood those players that aren't getting regular game time. So I do agree. The likes of Sosa, Miguel, Jota, dare I say, people like that. Ferreira, what's the young right back?
De Silva Moreira.
De Silva Moreira,
Yeah.
Players like that. It's the exact place to play them. So from
Did
that
you say
situation,
start Jota? Interesting.
Yeah. I thought Jota. See how it goes in a cup game against second division Ramel.
Right.
So it is an ideal opportunity to give those players a starting berth, as it were. So yeah, this season I'd like us to beat Luton purely because in the next round we can play some more of our players that aren't getting the game time that perhaps they need. So yeah.
I was just going to say, someone just said it in the chat, it might be the perfect game to bring back the injury-stricken players and get them back into some minutes as well.
But from what I understand, and I was really surprised about this, is Danilo is quite a way away. Nuno says quite a way away. I don't
want to interrupt you, but I was watching the training video earlier, and he was,
he's training. Yeah, he looks great. He looked great to me. He looked great to me, but it's non-contact at the moment, which is understandable. Yeah,
no diagonals.
But what concerned me is that he said Sangare is further away.
Yeah, did he say that? Did he say that?
Yeah, he actually said that. Yeah, he said Danilo's a few, several weeks away, but and Ibrahima is further away than that. So that really no, I'm not going to say upset, but it really surprised me.
Pissed me off.
Yeah, pissed me off. Yeah, because I mean that injury sort of came out of nothing. We didn't even the wine's kicking in. We didn't even know about it, did we? Until the day of the game when he wasn't there. And
I predicted it because I bought a Sangare shirt against Ez's advice, and then
why'd you do that?
The day after he got injured.
Yeah, inevitably. Yeah.
But it's a hamstring injury, man.
Yeah,
that's
listen. Some players have had to retire through hamstring injuries.
Well, we saw it with Niakate, didn't we? He was out for a year.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he was crap.
He wasn't as good, was he? He wasn't as good. He wasn't crap. He wasn't as good.
He got played on the.
Actually, the biggest thing about Niakate, more serious than the hamstring, was his bloody elbow because we lost those throws, didn't we? Yeah. So that worries me about Sangare. It could be one of those really deep that keeps coming back, and we can only hope, can't we? Because I'd love to see Sangare fit. And Danilo.
Look how much an injury changes players, though. Look at Awani. Awani has never been the same since he came back from injury.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Carlos, would you play him up front?
Well, look at Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's not the same player.
I wouldn't against Luton. I wouldn't literally change the full team. I would try and keep a bit of a skeleton of the first team, and I think we're in a position where we can do that as well because we're not down the bottom fighting relegation and needing players. Yes, we're arguably pushing for Europe, possibly, but we're not in a dangerous position in the league. We're in a really good position where we can play some of the first team in that game against Luton, definitely. But yeah, maybe a Wanye instead of Wood. Maybe try Sosa instead of Hudson-Odoi.
Omobamadeli.
Yeah, you could maybe keep Milenkovic in, but pair him with Omobani,
You got to play Morata, surely. He deserves
Morata and Omobamadeli are with
guys. And if we go deep into the competition, it's more games, so we can, we can give people more minutes. And it's great to have a good cup run, isn't it? You get a lot of attention on the TV. You get some crazy fixtures against random teams. It's great. I love it.
And
it's just fatigue and injuries that worry me.
But if I'm not mistaken, isn't this round on a Saturday anyway? It interrupts. It becomes its own week, doesn't it?
Is it when we have to break as well? Isn't it like a 2-week break?
Yeah, it'll be January. Chat, what day are we playing, chat? This is why I love chat, man. It just makes us lazy. That someone will tell us in there. But yeah, so I reckon Nuno goes strong because he went strong against Bristol when we did it last year, didn't we? He didn't really rotate too much.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely go semi-strong.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Laurie. See, it's like having our own chat GPT, man. 11th of Jan. So it's a little way off. Danilo could be close. Sangare could be close then. It'll be interesting to see. And then we got Liverpool on the 14th. Oh, bloody hell. All right, rest them. Wait. So we're playing Liverpool midweek?
Oh, bloody hell, I'm passing again, back again now.
Huh?
We play Liverpool. Hang on, we play January the 11th. We play
Luton. Yeah.
I don't want to think that far ahead because before we know it, we'll have another international break.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that, mate.
We play Liverpool on Tuesday, the 14th of January.
Rotate then. Rotate.
At the City Ground. Yeah,
Forget
we
what
should
we
rotate
said.
anyway.
Rotate.
If we can't beat Luton with our second string, we may as well F off anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean Liverpool are going to be coming for us, aren't they? They're going to want.
I mean,
Yes.
look how well we played against Newcastle with basically a second string. They were brilliant. So
Yeah. And Carlos Miguel was brilliant.
he was
Big
very
shout out
good.
to David
Very
with
good.
the 12th month. Thank you so much, Davey boy. Happy 1 year anniversary. You got Sharky with another £2 saying, Plucky, fucky Luton. Don't get me mad. I was loving Sharky last year with all the Luton stuff. Thank you so much, Sharky. The legend Stuart with the £5 super sticker. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. And the one and only Noah with the 199. 12 versus 11 on Wednesday. Michael Oliver is the ref. Is he?
The ref
Yeah,
can't
he
be as bad as the Ipswich game. He was awful. It was one
Wait,
of the
what's
You know
all
worst.
the
what?
beef with
I watched quite a few Ipswich post-match vlogs and stuff. They thought exactly the same. The ref was.
I'm not saying just for us. I'm
Shouldn't have been a
saying
penalty. And
in general.
The
I
second
thought
one
he
was a
awful.
pen. The second one was a pen. I don't know how that wasn't a pen.
Yeah, I thought that
Well,
was
the Wood one.
One where Wood
Yeah.
got tripped.
Yeah, it was like the
Wood
tiniest contact with the ball ever.
Yeah,
He
I
basically-
thought
No,
that
that one wasn't a pen. I'm talking the one from the corner.
No,
And then
where
Wood
he
stabbed it.
over.
he got the ball.
No, not the. Wait, which one is it? You know the one Morgan Gibbs White did the terrible through ball for that went wide? That one
Yeah.
wasn't a pen. That one wasn't a pen. He
See,
got
I
the
thought
ball.
that was a pen.
That was
I
a
thought that was a
terrible
pen.
through ball as well.
It was. It was really
It
bad.
was shockingly wide. I was shocked
You
Wood
could
had the
just
pace to get
played
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was that
I'm
one?
talking
Yeah.
about the second one. I think again, chat sort me out here. It was
The
from
one
a corner
where
somewhere.
It was
Chris
in the box.
Wood ended up on his arse near the goal.
Yeah, he pushed him
that
over.
one. That was a pen. That was
Yeah.
a pen.
I
me.
just the one of the big differences as well, bringing Wood back in from Awani the game before, is his defense. He heads a lot of balls out of the box on set pieces. People don't realize that. He spends a lot of time defending for us as well, Chris Wood. So, one of these days, Ez will drop his agenda against him because he always wants Awani to start every game. So,
Just on the ref
Right.
on Saturday against Ipswich, I thought he, based on all the other referee performances, I think he had a pretty decent game, to be honest.
I'm not saying he was
you
bad.
lasted
I'm not
this
saying
long
he was
without
bad.
saying
I
something
thought he was pretty
stupid.
good.
it was bad for him.
This long without saying
I
something
don't
stupid. He was
think bad for
terrible.
Ipswich were a really dirty championship side.
I tell you what, they did foul a lot.
They did,
But you know what? Again, their fans were
Cynical fouls
saying
as well,
five
really
players
cynical
were.
fouls.
Hey, come on! I've been here a lot longer than he has. God, I'm shocked at that. Yeah, their fans were saying that our players are disgusting, continually chucking themselves down and everything. So
We've just
it
we've become
depends
a
on
little bit more
your point of
streetwise,
view,
haven't we?
doesn't it?
Do you
Depends
think
on your point of
our
view.
team is a little bit more streetwise now? We are a big
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
as
I love
well.
it.
Like, we've got some big
I love it.
players, and we're very much more like Premiership streetwise now. And Ipswich aren't, are they? And they need to learn.
Would we
But
have got that
it's going back to the
penalty
back
if
out a
Jota
little bit.
had stayed on his feet, Carlos?
What's
No,
that?
we wouldn't.
Exactly.
Would we
Yeah.
have got that penalty if he'd stayed on his feet? No, we wouldn't, would we?
And that's what you need to do in the Premiership. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it is.
you've got to
Hang
go
on.
down there.
Hang on a second. I thought. Oh, well, hang on a second. Go back to the start of this podcast. It could have been anyone who fell over. Alanga could have fallen over and got 2 penalties. Now you're using it to fit your agenda that it was Jota who jumped over to purposely get.
No. Did I say Elanga wouldn't have been even better diver? Did I? Yeah.
Well, he comes from Man U, so he's learned. He would have learned from the
Exactly.
best.
Yeah, he's grown up with it. So there you go.
The thing is,
Sharky
some
really
players
doesn't
would
like
not have
Newton.
gone down with that contact. Some players don't go down.
Yeah, they wouldn't know
But
to go
the kind of
down.
player that goes down with that kind of contact, and we need that. We need that continental fall.
Yeah,
We need it.
yeah.
I
Yeah, we
gotta
need
read these
dirty,
super chats.
cheating
Hold on,
scumbag
I gotta
players,
read
don't we?
Stan,
We
wait,
need
wait.
'em.
I gotta read it. Sharky really hates Lou. Thank you for the £2. Appreciate it. But this one's even better. This one's even better. Peace is my
Peace is-
motto, but not that fat losing. He's talking about that crappy podcast, man.
No.
Oh, no, I don't know why that used to come up on my feed, but Sharky,
Sharky,
that's
Sharky.
super charm tonight.
Sharky, we're Nottingham Forest. We should be above bantering
Nah,
with these
nah,
people, with these plebs. We should be, you know.
All right, listen, we are way over time schedule as always. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new. We got my match preview coming out tomorrow. There's my preview with Daps. If you haven't seen that from this afternoon, go check it out and check how little chest he is showing right now. Shout out to Carlos. Official season debut on thingy, and I don't think you'd have pissed off Marinakis Jr. today, mate. So maybe not the greatest of debuts.
I know his game. He's going to sneak his way in, and then it's going to come one day. It's all going to come out. That's what's going to happen.
Shots fired.
And one final reminder: don't forget Amazon Prime if you want to watch Forest game for free. Scan that QR code, sign up. It's all there for you. All right, we'll see you tomorrow on the video. Have a great evening, and come on, you Reds.
You Reds.